Hi, we are Group 3 and this is our project-based learning. I'm Sijin and our group member consists of Jala, Zhenshen, Junxian and Yuanhao. Our PBL is a study on how different types of sugar affect human health and also analyzing different types of store-bought cookies. Now let's move on to our question. There are a few questions that we aim to answer in our project-based learning. The major question is that are store-bought cookies really healthy? And we realize that in order to answer this question, there are a few sub-questions we have to answer, which is how different types of sugars affect our body, how are we able to make a healthy cookie using the healthiest sugar, and also what are the key factors that we should take note of when consuming store-bought cookies. Now let's look at the purpose of our PBL. Before looking at purpose, I want you all to see this infographic. It is seen that a lot of people, especially 74% of people, eat cookies at least once a week or more. 81% says that they buy cookie for snacks at least occasionally. And 33% or majority sees that biscuits are reliable and comforting. Therefore, it is proven that all of us eat cookies on our daily lives. So, in our PBL, we know that cookies are cheap, convenient, and delicious, that they can also be our top choice for breakfast, tea time, and even as meal substitutions. So in our PBL, we aim to provide substantial data to visualize the long-term effect of over-consuming these type of store-bought cookies. And we would also identify what ingredients will harm our body. Another aspect that we focus on in our PBL is sugar. We all know that sugar is a major ingredient in every store-bought cookies. In our PBL, we will compare refined sugar, natural sugar, and also sugar alternatives. After that, we'd use the healthiest sugar to make our own homemade cookie and deduce our own recipe. The ultimate purpose and ultimate goal of our PBL is to spread awareness to the public regarding the eating of our store-bought cookies. Therefore, this can allow them to make the right decision when buying store-bought cookies.
Now I'm going to talk about the background research of our project. There are three types of sugar, which is refined sugar is sugars that have been processed, such as cane sugar, as opposed to the natural sugars found in food. And honey is sweet, viscous food substance made by honeybees. Furthermore, monk fruit sweetener is a natural, zero-calorie sweetener. Okay. The importance of sugar in our daily life is to provide an immediate burst of energy, helps to store energy for future use, and provide an instant mood boost. Now I'm going to talk about the role of sugar in the production of cookies. According to David Jokerhim, granulated white sugar makes cookies browner and crisper and encourages spreading as the sugar melts. During baking, more of the sugar dissolves, which causes the dough to soften and spread. On the other hand, brown sugar makes cookies softer and chewier than white sugar because it contains molasses. The molasses adds moisture and causes the protein in the cookie dough to firm up faster, creating a chewier texture. Sugar can maintain the moisture of cookies because while sugar molecules meet water molecules, they will form a hydrogen bond. These bonds allow sugar to lock moisture in our products such as cookies, cake, and brownies. For the best results, use pure cane sugar because products that contain both beet and cane sugars tend to be less consistent in quality. In baking, sugars also act as one of the raw materials to carry out the Maillard reaction. Maillard reaction is a chemical reaction between amino acid and reducing sugars that gives brown food its distinctive flavor. It is useful in baking as it creates a strong aroma and gives brown color to our food. For example, in the production of cookies, bakers need to set a high temperature for this reaction to occur. Higher temperature enables the protein structure and sugar in the cookies to rearrange, forming a carbon rings, and this makes the product to show brown after this reaction. From a definition of Maillard reaction, we can conclude that reducing sugar is needed for this reaction. Hence, without sugar, the biscuits produced will be less aromatic and a paler brown color. However, we can use other better choices of sugar to make this reaction happen, such as honey. This is because honey is a reducing sugar which contains free aldehyde groups capable of reducing metal ions such as Cu+ and Ag+. Now, here are a question. People always think that Yakult has very little sugar, but is this statement real? What is the percentage of sugar per 100 ml in Yakult and Coca-Cola? As we can see, the 7.2 grams per 100 ml is higher than Coca-Cola, which only has 10.6 gram of sugar per ml. So we should check the percentage by ourselves and not just listen to others. Percentage of sugar in our daily consumed food. In drinks and beverage, sport drinks, full cream milk, and 3-in-1 coffee has a low range of percentage of sugar, while ready-to-drink juice and milk tea has a higher range of percentage of sugar. In breakfast, soda cookies has the lowest range of sugar percentage, while commercial fruit jam has the highest percentage of sugar. In dipping sauce, salad dressing has the lowest range of sugar percentage, and the ketchup has the highest range of sugar percentage. In desserts, low-fat yogurt and vanilla ice cream has a low percentage of sugar, and while the commercial candy has the highest percentage of sugar. Okay, this is my presentation. Now proceed to our evaluation of our project.
Good day, teacher. I'm Jun Shen. So firstly, let me lead you all to a deeper background research. Basically, the research has proven that our eating habits links to our health and mental wellness. Being aware of what we consume on a daily basis allows us to make decisions wisely when choosing what to eat and what we should avoid. If we were to alter on our eating habits to a healthier one, we would see improvement on our mental health, productivity, and positivity. After that, our evaluation on cookies consists of three main parts, which are sugar, fats, and sodium. Our sample can be classified into two parts, which is cookies and crackers. The main difference between cookie and crackers is the way that they prepare and bake them. So usually, cookie will have a softer texture while crackers will have a crispy bite. The exact names of the brands are completely confidential during the whole evaluation. The first type of cookie I'm going to introduce is cream filling cookies. Next slide. And next. And next. Next. And the only thing I want to highlight for cream filling cookies is the calories. Cream filling cookies consist of nearly 500 of kilocalories per 100 gram, which is quite high. Although this cookie is very convenient for people who are busy nowadays, prolonged eating of this cookie as our main meal will lead us to some chronic disease such as diabetes mellitus or diabetes type 2. So we suggest that we can only just take 2 pieces of cream filling cookies each time. Next is chocolate chips cookies. Same as cream filling cookies, it also contains a large amount of calories, which is nearly 500 of kilocalories. We could eat chocolate chip cookies daily, but just 1 or 2 pieces per day is enough. But it is not encouraged Although the chocolate chip cookies are high in sugar and also high in fat, they could be taken as a snack once a while. Just pay more attention when consistently eating the cookies because it is high in calories. And if you take too much of chocolate chip cookies, you will gain weight and end up craving more. Last but not least, butter cookies. We love to eat butter cookies, especially while tasting the butter's aroma. Butter cookies is the cookie which contains the highest calories among all cookies, which is nearly 600 of kilocalories per serving. The total fat is relatively high as 5 pieces of butter cookies contain 8 grams of fat, and it accounts for 13.22% of our daily intake of our fats, which is 44 to 77 grams per day. It contains highly saturated fat, which is butter. And then the carbohydrate in 5 pieces of butter cookies is 19 grams, which is 6.9% of our total carbohydrate intake value per day. Fortunately, the amount of sodium of butter cookies is considered as low, which is 167 milligram per 100 grams, and 50.1 milligrams per servings, which accounts for only about 2% for our daily intake of sodium per day. In terms of crackers, wholemeal crackers have a lower amount of sugar and high amount of dietary fiber, which is good for our digestion. However, obese patient should avoid this type of cookie. We suggested that we should only take about 3 pieces of this type of wholemeal cookies per day to maintain our health. Besides wholemeal crackers, let us move to cream crackers. From the term of cream crackers, we know that it contains a large amount of fat, which is 22.8 grams of fats per 100 grams. The fat in cream crackers are mainly saturated fats. Compared to soda crackers, their counterparts, cream crackers have a slightly higher fat content, which is about 12 to 18%. Cream crackers contain 585 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams, which is considered as high among other biscuits. So for a simple conclusion, the total fat and sodium in cream crackers is considered high for someone who consumes them daily, because some might eat more than the serving size, which is 4 pieces, and this will affect their health in the long run. Let's look at this table and think which biscuit is the healthiest biscuit. So you may press a pause if you need some time to think about it. The answer is wholemeal crackers. Why? This is because wholemeal crackers have a relatively lower fat and as well as sodium, and also zero content of sugar. So basically, wholemeal crackers, we suggested everyone to only take 3 pieces per day. That's all for me. Thank you.
Next, I will talk about nutritional chart. People nowadays more likely to prefer healthy lifestyle, but they do not know how to choose a healthy biscuit in order to maintain their body slim and healthy lifestyle. Now we will talk about nutritional chart. Nutritional chart gives us benefits to promote our lifestyles with healthy lifestyles and make us to make a better decisions on our food. That is how to choose a healthier food in order to maintain our body and keep us in healthy lifestyles. First, we have 6 steps to understand the nutritional facts label, that is serving information, sugar content, fat content, calories, in order with vitamins and minerals, and last, percentage daily intake value. The first step to understand nutritional facts label is serving information. Serving information show that the amount that is usually taken by people, but it is not a recommendation to how much you need to eat the food. The following nutrients given will follow the serving information, that is per serving size or per 100 grams. The second information we need to know is sugar content. Sugar content mainly means about the total carbohydrates, that is flour, refined sugar, dietary fiber in the food, and total sugars usually means the total amount of sugar present naturally in the food, and added sugar is the amount added when processing it. It is mainly refined sugar. Low level sugar is our recommendation, about 0 to 2 grams of added sugar per 100 grams. It can limit our calories and sugar intakes. The third thing we need to know is the fat content. This is important for us to avoid our body in obesity. It is because fat contents will affect us in our weight. Avoid high fat content, that is 200 grams per 100 grams, and we need to choose zero trans fats and also choose the biscuit with minimum amount of fat content. We cannot influence by marketing purpose slogans such as zero calories or no fat. We need to actually check the main fat content based on the nutritional fat on the packaging of food. Next, we will come into calories. We have a suggestion intake of calories per day for female, that is 2000 calories intake per day, and for male, that is 2500 calories intake per day. It is because excessive intakes of calorie will cause us to obesity. High calories content is said by 400 to 550 kilocalories per 100 grams, and low calories content is said to be 380 to 420 kilocalories per 100 grams. And the last two, we need to know about the mineral and vitamins based on the nutritional chart of the food. People with high blood pressure need to avoid biscuit that is high in sodium content, while people with diabetes need to reduce their daily intake of sodium. If you didn't have any diabetes or disease on you are a normal person, that will suggest you to choose biscuit with a sodium content less than 300 milligrams. At last, we will see at the percentage daily intake value of the food. The percentage daily intake value show that each nutrient in one serving of the foods. There is a general guide for us, that is, if the nutrients is less than 5% of the nutrients per serving, it is considered as low percentage. And if the nutrients is more than 20% of nutrients per serving, it is considered a high nutrients per serving. So we choose to choose a healthier biscuit. It is the high content in dietary fiber, vitamin C, calcium, iron, and also potassium. But we need to choose about the low percentage daily intake value of saturated fat, sodium, and also total sugar. These are all the steps to let us to know about the nutritional chart.
Good morning, teacher. I'm Jala. Now I'm going to introduce an important element that often be ignored by us during grocery shopping. Before I start, let us think about something. What is the standard operational procedure that we should do before buying a food product? You may find the answer in the picture. One of the SOP that need to follow is to check the ingredient list of the food products. Not to mention, ingredient list will mention clearly all of the ingredients that contain in the food product. Generally, it will be located under or above the nutritional chart. It depends on the packaging. For registered, it is compulsory for to involve ingredients on the food packaging. Now, I'm going to share some useful tips on how to evaluate ingredient list of cookies. When you master the ways, you are able to identify which cookie suits you the best. The main three ingredients of cookies: flour, sweetener, fats, or oil. In the ingredient list, the major ingredient will be prioritized and located at the front part of the ingredient list. Therefore, flour, sweetener, and fats or oil are located at the front part of the ingredient list of a cookie's ingredient list. Sugar is one of the three major ingredients of cookies, and it is said to be the sweetest criminal in the world. Types of sugar will be the reason that influence our decision. When you are choosing cookies, check the ingredient list to find out what is the type of sugar that had been used in it. From this graphic, we can clearly see that artificial sweetener and refined processed sugar should be avoided because they may bring adverse health effects to humans. For example, saccharin, which has been banned in many countries, will cause hyperactive among children. Over-consuming of refined processed sugar will lead to diabetes mellitus and also obesity. We will encourage you to opt for cookies that are made from natural sweetener, for example, honey, maple syrup, monk fruit sugar, and so on. On the other hand, the amount of sweetener has a vital role too. We should evaluate the ingredient list with the help of nutritional chart in order to know the amount of sweetener. After checking these two types of sweetener and also the amount of sweetener, you can now choose a better cookies. In order to improve the chemical and physical property of food, food additives are added for commercial purpose. First, manufacturers will often use colorant in their food in order to attract consumers, particularly kids and teenagers. They often believe that food with colorful appearance will taste more delicious, so that the manufacturer will add food colorant in order to increase the sales. There are two types of colorant that will be seen in ingredient list, which are natural dye and synthetic dye. The example of natural dye are anthocyanin, which extracted from blueberry and also purple cabbage. Since the source of the colorant are natural, the cookies that made from natural colorant are believed to be a better choice for us. In the contrary, synthetic colorant like tartrazine that used in some soft drinks is believed to be the cause for cancer and also hyperactive syndrome. when we are evaluating ingredient list, be aware of the synthetic colorant which will be mentioned along with their specific code like E102 and avoid buying the food products because of the content of synthetic colorant. Furthermore, preservatives are also added to prolong the storage of food and also reduce the food wastage. The common preservatives that we will see in the ingredient list of cookie are BHT, BHA, and sodium benzoate. If there is a choice of cookie that do not contain any preservative, you may opt for it and consume it within 3 days to ensure the freshness. Here are some tips that you can use when you are evaluating ingredient list when going to grocery shopping. The tips can apply for many kinds of food, including cookies. You may screenshot this page and apply the tips when you are evaluating ingredients list during grocery shopping in order to help you to choose for a better cookie in your life. So now, let's challenge your mind. Name the colorant that will cause hyperactive among children. You may pause the video and think for a while. The answer is tartrazine. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Sujin and I'll be talking about the conclusion of our project-based learning. In conclusion, we have come up with the suggested intake for each day for each ingredient. Fat, 70 grams, sodium, 2,300 milligrams, calories, 2,080 kcal, and sugar, 90 grams. We all know that sugar has its benefits. It can provide us energy for our daily activities. It can also boost our mood. However, over-consuming sugar can lead to chronic diseases such as obesity and diabetes, which is why we urge everyone to be mindful of what you eat and also the amount of the food you eat. If you have to buy cookies, the best choice that we suggest would be wholemeal crackers. This is because they have zero sugar and they are also high in fiber. We do not encourage you to buy butter cookies because they're not only high in fat, especially trans fat and saturated fat, they're also high in sugar, which will cause you many chronic diseases. There are a few tips on choosing the right cookies. The first is to always check the nutritional value in biscuit packagings before purchasing them. The second one is to be mindful of the food portion. The third one is to opt for small portion packaging in all foods, especially cookies, so that you can control the amount you eat. The fourth one is always store our biscuits in high cabinets or low cupboards. Never put them in our eyesight so that we can remove the urge to eat cookies. The last one is to make our own low sugar cookies, like what we have done. This is our own healthy cookie recipe that we have made, and we use it bananas and also mashed pitted madrigal dates, which are sugars from natural sources, to make our cookie. And that's all for our project-based learning chemistry. Thank you for listening.